Just trying to do a little bit of an update at the moment on the 2nd of February 2022. So big change is no more red covers on most of these ants now, and they don't seem like it matters. So they're not these ones, these are the Auroventris. I wanted to show what looks like they might be getting one out of a cocoon. And I don't know if you can see, yeah, just above the queen is my first major there. I only realised I had about 2 days ago, but it's very dark, it's not a new ant. Yeah, so I've never seen it out in the outworld basically. So there they are. I tried to count, there's something like 12 cocoons there. They're sitting on a bed of larvae. So I can't really count properly all of those. And as you see, this has become the sort of, what are they called? Springtail type enclosure. Sort of mouldy bit, and the springtails sort of live down here. But they're keeping control of all that. At the moment, this is the parasitic mite soil, whether they're still in there or where they are. You sometimes, if I go up close in here, you see them walking around. I've put this up to 100% humidity because these ants seem to, I'm not saying they want it all the time, but they seem to appreciate it, is the best way of putting it. They just sit there doing virtually nothing when it's at normal sort of 50-ish. When you start topping it up, they start getting really active. And a bit like the Regionodus, to be honest, and we know that they like high humidity. This is the Paresis queen. She's much bigger than the Auroventris queen. It doesn't look that much like a Paresis queen to me in terms of she doesn't look as metallic-y. It looks almost like a giant Lasius niger. She's got 2 brood, typical. I'll see them. Oh, can you just see them? Reasonable size, but she's right in the way. And 2 workers. And I don't quite know how. I think they ate at least one there. You see those body parts, whatever there. It's weird. They moved in. There was 5 workers in this tube and the brood, and they were, really busy, hungry. And then but I'd made it nice and moist in there as well, and they blocked themselves up fully, like made a proper clay seal. I've broken that now so I could feed them. I left them like that for a week, and then I've broken it so I could feed them. They've come out and they've eaten. I don't know if they've eaten much protein or not. I've taken the protein out now. Just topped up the sugar, and that's what we're going to have now until next Monday. So the 5 days to go, something like that. Same with all these. They've got to go 5 days. So now the Cruentatus are fully out of hibernation. They've not moved into that yet. They're the only ones that still got a red tent on. They seem to. I don't want to shock them into it. They've literally only just gone to the heat cable today. They got up to 23 degrees just in the cupboard after taking them out of hibernation Saturday. So I've been slowly warming up. And the weather's been perfect for it as well. It's been slowly warming up the weather. There's the Nikos. No sign of any eggs in there. There's no sign of any eggs with the Cruentatus yet either. But they've literally just come out of human hibernation. So I'm expecting big things from them. So Nikos, the queen's moved into that middle one from the other one. She was in the other one on Monday and she's moved into here. So things are happening. That's a good sign from my point of view with Nikos. I found they get a bit sort of not moving. But they've been out and they've eaten protein and that. So hopefully something's going to happen. And the Mesobarbarus at the back there, I actually see quite a lot of workers now, quite often. There's one there. And I saw it was slightly bigger than a standard worker, but his head was bigger. But I'm hoping that there's bigger majors than that eventually. Maybe that was some kind of medium major. I don't know how that works. Yeah. So, if we looked under there, there's about 30 workers under there, I think, which is very good. They've been productive. And no big changes in here at the moment. I made it nice and moist for them. It's the Regionodus. They really like a good watering. They all come out and it's almost like they're having a swim, like bathing in the sort of moisture on top of that moss. And same with the springtails. I'll water something in this tank. The springtails will go and sit on it like that. That springtail star destroyer at the back there. Lasius niger. They're out here. I don't know if I can get a good view of them. Not at the moment, really. I think there's about 10 or 12 workers, something like that. Yeah, it's got moisture in it. I've given them a good moisturise and a bit of sugar stuff on that thing. And then Turkestanus, she appears to be down to 1 worker. She had 3 when she moved in, and I just haven't seen more than... Yeah, just... That isn't... Yeah. That's it. I've only ever seen 1 in the last few days, to be honest. And I've taken the cover off them, and they don't seem too worried. But she has got at least 3 decent-sized pupa and a few very small ones, I think. So that's all, and she's obviously looking after them. But where the other 2 workers have gone, I've got no idea. It's a bit like with the Parias. I know when ants first get into a setup and all that, they can be stressed and die, but you expect to find dead bodies if they die. Obviously, I'm not going to mess about with that setup to try and find them. They must, if they're anywhere, they're going to be in that sort of plug-type end bit. Same with the Parias, really. It's about the only place they can be. That's it, really. That's the Mesobarbarus where the Queen died. She looked healthy, but she was all dismembered. So there's a few workers, and it was sad, really. They were carrying their ant bread around, and or it was like ant bread or a bunch of eggs, and they were like protecting it. And it's like, well, there's no queen, so I've just left them there with water, and they've got seeds in there. I know they'll probably last for ages, but just leave them. Yeah. So the Parias queen is surprised me because I can directly compare her with that one, and that one is very golden and got that sort of nice meticulated pattern on the back, and the workers are much more golden as well. Whereas hers, I was hoping they'd be different, and the workers are different, a bit more silvery, I think. It's difficult to say, really. It's the Queen that's very different, really. She's bigger, quite noticeably bigger than the other one. She hasn't got that sort of meticulated pattern on her. But I think my last Parias Queen was much more sort of all over shiny. Anyway, that's it, really.